Hey, for tonight's shave, I'm going to be using my Nacet. Last night was 50 shaves. So tonight, we start a new era with 51. And we'll put that in the razor in just a second. Right, first I want to get my brush soaking. This is a Boar brush. It's a Semogue Owners Club, one that I really enjoy. A Boar that I really enjoy. And I used my, all throughout August, I used my Whip Dog Boar and really enjoyed it. And so I used it last night. So I'm going to do a little comparison by using my Semogue tonight. Boar brushes usually need to be soaked for a little bit. I usually go for about 3 or 4 minutes. Anything more than that doesn't really seem to help anymore. I've got to getting over some throat stuff. Pardon me if I have to pause every once in a while to drink some water or something like that. I have soaking in hot water the remains of a puck of Williams mug soap. Shaved with that last night. Got a great dense creamy lather from it using one of my previous recipes from August. Did a whole lot of trials and stuff. The razor is a new one to me. From my research, it seems like this is a, you can tell it's a UK because it says made in England on the bottom of it. A Gillette. First I thought it was an Aristocrat Junior, but it looks like it's a Rocket. A Gillette Rocket, and it's the gold tone. Those, I think those are a little more rare. Just great condition. I mean, look at that shine. Just tremendous condition. Some of the things that are attributes that kind of distinguish it and help to identify it are the solid bottom, and it's a little bit of a round bottom. It's not flat. The the look of this and how it like doesn't have another piece right there. It's got end caps right there. It has the notched center bar design, not the T flanges on either side. It has the patent pending down in the well of the diamond right there. And it has it doesn't have any date markings or patent markings. It just has on one side it has the Gillette diamond with like trademark on it, and on the other side it says made in England. And then of course, one of the big differences, the diamond base plate here. It's a stamped base plate and not a solid flat one. And so I believe all those help me to identify it, along with some really helpful pictures on mr-razor.com to be a UK Rocket in gold. So let's open this guy up. I think it has the same head. It might have the same head as the Aristocrat 66. I'm not sure. Here is the Nacet I've been using now for so many uses. There we go. No adjustment necessary. And let's start working on this lather. I want to splash my face. And I think we've had our Boar brush soaking for long enough. So I'm going to take and pour out the bloom water. The puck is just a sliver I discovered yesterday. I wonder how many uses it's going to give me. I mean, another week, another 2. Not sure. They say they last a month, but it's going farther than that for me, for sure. All right, so I'm going to take there's my little guy. I'm going to pull now since I'm using a different brush, the shake rules are different. I'm just going to why don't I just leave all the water in here with this one, and I'm going to load for 30 seconds. And that's 41 where I started. So 11. I'll stop at 11. We got a bunch of water just kind of bouncing out. Hopefully that puck is staying kind of locked in, you know, in the mug, not rotating around. And there we go, 30. And this is a very liquidy type lather. And I'm going to pour, just for grins, I'm going to pour the kind of the liquid into my shaving bowl. Okay, and then let's just start mixing, see what happens. I'm really interested to see how this brush feels in comparison to the other Boar, the Whip Dog Boar, which I used for a whole month. These Semogue Boars are terrific. Be interesting to see them compare. Right away, we've got really airy lather, but just don't stop there. If you don't like to soak the puck, you can just load for longer. In my past experiments, 10 seconds of loading was all I needed to do if the puck had been soaked, and that equivalent was about 60 seconds of loading on a puck that had not been soaked. Now this is starting to get even better. Maybe, I don't know if I should have poured that extra thin lather in there or not. We'll just see. This is definitely getting kind of voluminous. One thing about this brush handle, it does get kind of a pain to hold if you get it soapy. It's not a big handle. I'm gonna kind of rinse it off here. And then you have to have this like death grip to keep control of it. And so what I'm hoping right now, it's very, you know, wet, very liquidy. It's not dense yet. I'm hoping if I just kind of keep going here, it'll get that way. Williams is really slick. And so even, I know from past experience, even if this never solidifies up into something kind of dense, it'll be a great shaving lather. Just the slickness and performance of this soap is really good, and it's too bad a lot of people miss it. Because either they don't load for long enough, or they don't stir for long enough. They get that early lather that I showed you, and they assume that's, you know, they're used to these American artisan soaps that you can lather up in 30 seconds. Well, oh, it's got a sheen on it. Elasticity. Let's see if it has any cushion. A little bit. I can just feel the ridges in my fingerprints. Can't feel them really well, so that's pretty good. Just going to keep stirring a little bit. My My guess is right now that I should not have poured in that thin stuff coming out of the mug. Should just left that in there. Might have been walking away with a denser lather. Alright, I think that's enough. Finger test again. Oh, a little bit more resistance. About the same in terms of fingerprint feel. A little bit more cushion. Let's just use this. I'm sure it'll give me a good shave. Let me kind of show. I have plenty of it, so obviously 20 seconds or maybe even 10 would have been fine. I mean, look at that elasticity. People just don't know that Williams can do this. Just tremendous. All right. All right. I'm going to wet my face. All right. 24 hours since I shaved last. I do have hard water in my home tap. Now, something that jumps out at me right away using this Semogue brush is it's not as dense as the Whip Dog Boar. Now, maybe this is not meant to kind of compete with a 24 millimeter. Maybe this brush is more like a 22 or a 20. But I can definitely feel more splay, and I can feel the this one hasn't had too many uses either, so it's going to get better as time goes by. The tips are going to split and things like that. About the same amount. This maybe has a little I don't know, a little more. It's got great comfort during the painting, just like the Whip Dog Boar does. Oh yeah, looks good. Looks like I dialed it in about right. All right, very cool. When I was scrubbing, I could almost, because it was a little less dense, I could feel more kind of empty areas between the hairs. And so if that's, you know, something you're looking for, then there you go. All right. So now my first use, I have a Rocket, another Rocket HD. It's got it's very similar, but it's got a thicker handle, a little heavier. Let's see what this guy does, especially with an old blade. It's doing really well. Comfortable. Like there, I just did a pull down, just gentle, slow pull down, no tugging or pulling. It's not super smooth. You know, I mean, I'm feeling some, you know, cutting, but it's, you know, consistent. It's not painful in any way. So we'll see what kind of glide I get on the second and third passes. Can't really judge the razor very well because I am using a really old blade. It could be just super slicky smooth, but that's with a younger blade, you know. But we can learn something about it when it's an older blade. We'll learn that it handles duller blades well. All right, go to rinse. Well, I thought I hit the button Went ahead and got some more lather, putting on the second pass here. Lather looks really nice. Creamy. Plenty of it in the bowl. I could go down and get some more if I want. So definitely could lower my load time. All right. Second pass. Cross grain on my cheeks. Feel the cutting on my cheeks, but it's a very enjoyable feeling. Wouldn't say it's smooth in one sense, because I'm feeling the you can hear it, and so we know it's cutting. When you have the sharper blade, it just glides right through. You don't even kind of know you're cutting very well. But here's the thing, it just because it's not cutting as effortlessly as it used to doesn't mean that it's uncomfortable or anything like that. I'm not trying to hurt myself. We have a very nice glide. So while I can't make any judgments as to how well this razor shaves kind of with a normal age blade, I mean, it sure is seems to be doing a great job with an old one. So I bet it would be even better. And I think I'm enjoying the balance pretty well. The balance point is a little closer to there it is right there. A little closer to the head than I usually like it, but still all right. Rinse. All right, second pass down, and we have tons of wonderful lather here still. So I think I hit this lather right on the head. At first I thought it was a little too thin, but I just kept beating on it. Didn't take too long. And what I ended up with, it's not as luxurious and creamy and thick and dense as the lather I used yesterday. But this is really more of a performance lather. You go for density and thickness, and sometimes you end up with a lather that doesn't perform as well for whatever reason. There's just something about it. And so that is why straight razor users will more often than not want a lather that is a little thinner than most of the DE lathers that most people have. So they need soaps that can go thin and keep their slickness and protection. And Williams can definitely do that. So I believe I kind of, in terms of a performance lather, I probably got this one just right. All right. Oh, very smooth. Good glide here. I need to watch my pressure and my angle. Listen to it as well as kind of feel it. Very comfortable. No irritation. Very nice. Since I'm getting some blade feel on this one, I think this is a very nice setting. And man, they did this so often with the UK Gillettes, the vintage ones. Just a really nice combination of comfort with cutting ability and efficiency. Just a really good blend. So I'm using Williams for two reasons. Number one, because this is the same puck that I used in Austere August. And I just want to put some uses in it and see when it dies. See how many uses a puck gives me. And number two, because I've got some congestion issues and I can't smell anything. I'm not saying that Williams smells bad. At this point, it actually smells good. First few days, it was a little too citronella strong, but I keep it in an open container, and so it loses that scent and just it settles into a nice, classic, clean, soapy, shavy scent to me, at least. And but it's one that I'm not trying to enjoy a scent. With so many of my other ones, Sterling, Sterling Gentleman, Sterling Mountain Man, Dunshire, a bunch of Katie's Bubbles, just so many other ones. The reason I have the soaps that I do is because I enjoy the scents. And so if I can't smell them, why use them? And so I think maybe I need to keep, so that I don't waste them, keep a couple of soaps where I enjoy the performance or the nostalgia of them, but I don't necessarily have to smell them, like a Sella. Or another one I thought about shaving with was Mitchell's Wool Fat. It's got a great, clean, linen type scent that I like, but I enjoy the performance, and I don't really, the scent is not on that one is not something that I chase after. And so it's fine to use it with that. I don't have any unscented soaps on purpose because I just want to enjoy the smell. All right, so that is 3 passes. Face feels great. I don't feel any irritation. I'm going to go ahead and set myself up for the 4th in that area right there. Plenty of lather left. Plenty. So that is interesting. I would say that I might just enjoy that whipped dog Boar a little more. It's just got a little bit more density and right now softness, but this one's been used more. And so let's not compare them both until the other one has kind of the same amount of uses, because then the tips will split and it'll get softer and all that. All right. Take this little rocket. Doing a little bit of a slide there, a little bit kind of a diagonal slant to hopefully do some effective cutting in some tough areas. And there we go. We'll see what that gives me. Rinse it off. See now, right here's my trouble area, and it actually got that pretty well. But then just kind of above it in this way, the hair grain switches, and so I think my angle needs to kind of adjust. Let's throw a little bit of touch up lather right that way. And so the angle is kind of going down that way more. Most of my hair on my neck goes straight across, but it's just tricky over here, and so it goes down like that. Let me just try coming at it at a different angle and see what we can come up with. Yeah, something like that. See, because this would be with the grain right there. Hopefully I got it at kind of a cross grain from a couple of different directions. So let's take a look. It helped a little bit, but maybe the blade is just, maybe the angle. It could be the angle, because this is my first time using this razor, and I might need to work on my angle a little bit with it. But it could be just also be the blade is just not quite capable of getting at that area at the moment. Maybe my stretching could have used some improvement. All right, there we go. So, but still, very good shave. Average to above average for me. I'm happy with that. And piece of history. I mean, 80-year-old razor right here, and this one's in great condition. Feels good in the hand. And 48 to 54, I think, is what it said online, is about the time in which those were made. So, all right, very cool. I'm going to figure out what post-shave product to put on. I've been using this Nivea for a very long time, and probably a year old or so. Oh, I'll probably, let me put a little bit of this on my face, but since it's been a while, maybe I need to kind of shake it up a little bit. This is the sensitive skin version. Got it at Walmart. It's a great option because it's available anywhere. It's just $5, even on Amazon. You have to buy 3 of them to get that price, but it's lasted me quite a while. I think maybe 90 uses, 100 uses or something like that, maybe. And this does not have any alcohol. That's what they do for the sensitive one. And I highly recommend it. But I have oily skin, and so I believe the original is better for me because it's got a little bit of alcohol in it. Helps to kind of keep my oily skin in check. But I want to go ahead and use this up, I think. And I don't think I need to rebuy it. I think that original might be the way to go with just that little bit of alcohol, for me. If you got sensitive skin, different story. And since I'm a night shaver, it doesn't really matter that doesn't have too much of a scent, because I'll put on a cologne in the morning. Yeah, so the result was there are several hairs in this area that I see a little bit of length on. For most people, that's going to be a fine shave. If you can go against the grain on your neck, though, you're probably in fine shape. I can't do it because of it generates too much irritation. So I have to have more kind of higher quality and high effective blades and razors, so that that makes up for the fact that I can't go against the grain. All right, so we've got 50 dots on the front side of the little envelope, and now we've started with the next 50 on the back, and we'll see if I can take this blade to 100. If I can. All right, so we're all cleaned up. That was a good shave. Williams just continues to surprise me and yet not surprise me. I mean, it's been a reliable soap for 100 years or something like that. It's just kind of crazy. And so today I took it to a more workable place where it was just really slick and did a great job of protecting me. I've got no irritation at all. The I'm happy with the razor there. Looking forward to trying it later with a younger blade just to see how it behaves. Just seems like it's going to be a good shaver. And a little piece of history. So, and the Semogue, I told you a little bit about that. It is a little bit young. It needs time to kind of have some of the tips split, but it does feel a little less dense than the Whip Dog Knot. And so I think at this point, if I had to choose one, I think I'd stick with the Whip Dog. But that one has had 40 uses in it, and I think maybe the Semogue is half that, or maybe a little less. So we'll see. But so I will let it catch up before we make any real judgments. There we go. I hope there was something here for you that helped you out. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves. Take care and good night.